Before your child reaches the age of 5, the most important thing they need is not the alphabet, not counting skills, and not early academic pressure. What shapes their future far more deeply is something you can't see on a worksheet or measure with a test. It quietly shapes how their brain grows, how they handle emotions, how they relate to others, and how confident they become in the world. This foundation influences their ability to learn later in school, build healthy relationships, bounce back from challenges, and believe in themselves. When this foundation is strong, learning comes naturally. When it's missing, even the best education struggles to compensate. We live in a world that celebrates early achievement. Parents are constantly surrounded by messages telling them that sooner is better. Babies are expected to recognize letters. Toddlers are enrolled in enrichment programs. Preschoolers are pushed toward reading, writing, and math long before they are developmentally ready. It often feels like a race, and no parent wants their child to fall behind. Many genuinely believe that teaching academic skills as early as possible guarantees success later in life. But decades of developmental science paint a very different picture. Research in child development has repeatedly shown that early academic acceleration does not predict long-term intelligence, happiness, or achievement. Children who read early do not automatically become more successful adults. What truly predicts positive outcomes is the quality of a child's early emotional environment. When young children experience warmth, responsiveness, and secure relationships, their brains develop in healthier and more efficient ways. These children tend to show stronger attention, better emotional regulation, higher empathy, and greater problem-solving ability as they grow. The early years are a period of rapid brain construction. Billions of neural connections are formed based on experience. The brain is constantly asking one essential question: am I safe here? When the answer is yes, growth accelerates. When a child feels protected, understood, and emotionally supported, their brain builds strong pathways that support learning, memory, and self-control. Safety becomes the launch pad for curiosity. Connection becomes the fuel for intelligence. Emotional security is not a soft or optional skill. It is biological. A child who feels calm and supported has an active learning system. A child who feels stressed, rushed, or emotionally unseen shifts into survival mode. In that state, the brain prioritizes protection rather than exploration. This is why pressure, criticism, or constant correction often backfire. Instead of motivating learning, they shut it down. The brain simply cannot focus on letters or numbers when it is busy managing stress. What children truly need in their early years is a steady sense of emotional safety, warm and responsive relationships, and plenty of unstructured play. These elements work together to shape the architecture of the developing brain. Before a child can learn symbols or rules, they must first learn something much more fundamental: that their feelings matter, that their needs will be met, and that the world is a safe place to explore. Responsive caregiving plays a powerful role in this process. When a child cries and an adult responds with patience and understanding, the child learns that emotions are manageable and communication works. When a child is upset and hears calm, supportive words instead of dismissal, their nervous system learns how to regulate itself. Over time, this becomes the foundation for emotional intelligence, self-control, and resilience. These skills matter far more than early academic milestones. Play is another essential ingredient that is often underestimated. Play is not wasted time, and it is not a break from learning. It is the primary way young children learn about the world. Through play, children experiment, imagine, negotiate, problem solve, and express emotions. They learn how things work, how people interact, and how to manage frustration. When children build with blocks, pretend to cook, chase each other outside, or create imaginary worlds, their brains are actively developing skills that later support math, language, and reasoning. Play also strengthens attention and self-regulation. When children choose their own activities, they practice focus in a natural way. They learn to persist, to adapt when something doesn't work, and to tolerate small frustrations. These abilities become essential once formal schooling begins. A child who has learned how to play deeply often finds it easier to learn deeply later on. Language development, too, grows best through natural interaction rather than drills or flashcards. Talking with children during everyday moments is one of the most powerful tools a parent has. Describing what you're doing, naming objects, commenting on their actions, and responding to their attempts at communication all help build vocabulary and comprehension. These simple exchanges wire the brain for language in a meaningful and lasting way. Children learn words best when they are tied to real experiences and emotional connection. The way adults speak to children also shapes how children see themselves. Constant praise focused on being smart or talented can unintentionally create pressure and fear of failure. When children believe their value depends on performance, they may avoid challenges. On the other hand, acknowledging effort, curiosity, and persistence helps children develop confidence that is resilient. When they hear messages that focus on trying, exploring, and learning, they become more willing to take risks and grow. Another overlooked factor in healthy development is pace. Modern life often moves too fast for young children. Busy schedules, constant stimulation, and rushed routines can overwhelm their developing nervous systems. Children benefit enormously from slowness. They need time to explore, to repeat activities, to get bored, and to simply be with attentive adults. Slowing down creates space for connection, creativity, and emotional regulation. Being present matters more than being perfect. Children do not need flawless parents or endless activities. They need adults who notice them, listen to them, and respond with care. Even short moments of genuine attention build trust and security. Sitting together, talking, playing, or simply sharing quiet time sends a powerful message. You matter, and you are safe here. When children grow up in environments that prioritize emotional connection over early performance, something remarkable happens. Learning becomes enjoyable instead of stressful. Confidence grows naturally. Social relationships feel easier. Challenges are approached with curiosity rather than fear. The child develops inner strength that carries into school and beyond. The early years are not about pushing information into a child's mind. They are about nurturing the roots that allow learning to flourish later. When those roots are strong, academic skills follow with far less effort. A child who feels secure, valued, and understood arrives at school ready to engage, ready to try, and ready to grow. The most powerful gift you can give a young child is not advanced knowledge, but a strong emotional foundation. When they feel safe, seen, heard, and loved, their brain is free to do what it was designed to do: explore, connect, and learn. In that environment, curiosity thrives, confidence takes shape, and resilience becomes second nature. That is the true preparation for success, not just in school, but in life.